I've been working on this rocking chair for a few days, off and on. Beautiful piece. This is going to be my personal rocking chair. So I've been at the point where I want to add the arms, the rests here, and these are not attached yet. So to make it clear, this is the tenon, goes into the back rest of the chair. This is the tenon coming from the front leg that goes above the seat. So I'll place it into the back rest and I drive it down. I want it to have just a little bit of a slope where it sets good with the hands and sets good with the elbow. This came out perfect. This one did too. When I was sanding it down, I found out this one has some material in it that I wasn't happy with. Just wasn't structural enough. I felt like over time it would not be up to the quality that I wanted it to be, but I'm not happy with it. So I want to redo it completely. Okay, so I think I found a piece that I can use for the other arm here, and I think you can kind of see where I'm going with it. It has to be opposite from this one, so it can go here, and there'll be enough meat right there in that fork. So I'm going to cut it about right there, and I'm going to cut it about right here, and then we'll shape it down from there. That's a good solid piece. So now this is the starting point. So from this piece, this will recreate this piece here. So you can see there's a lot of grinding and whittling that has to come down to get at that point. So the first stage is to debark it. This is obviously a good solid piece, dry. All of this came from the same, so I'm very happy with it. So let's get to making this arm here and make it look good for the finish of the arm on this right side of the chair. Your left side as you're looking toward it. But when I started sitting on it last night and I got down into it, I realized there were some areas that needed to be dug out. Didn't know if I could save it. I tried and it was not possible. So this is a waste. I'm sad about it because it has such beautiful grain in it when I sanded it down. This piece here is rustic. Every piece is different. Nothing is uniform. Everything's a different size. Some of it's twisted and curved. This back leg kind of goes like this and turns this way. This one goes this way and turns this way. And that one has a different bow in it than this one. This one has a different bow than that one. And every hole, every cut has to be measured separately and differently, or it just doesn't work. That's kind of the way it is with us. We're all different. We all have our flaws. We all have our differences in so many different ways. But for some reason, when you put us all together, for the most part, we make sense. I posted something on social media that made sense to me. John 10:10 is one of my favorite verses. You know, it basically says that the thief cometh not but to steal, kill, and destroy. This is Jesus talking. And Jesus said, but I have come that you might have life and have it more abundantly. I walk through the woods and scavenge for old dead trees and branches and sticks and limbs that have fallen or died. And it's a passion of mine to find something that's dead and that if it lays there long enough, it's just going to be useless. It'll just decay away, and maybe it'll turn into dirt, be useful in a certain way. But it's a joy of mine to find things that are dead. This is an old dead pine that I had to bring down, and it has some beautiful pieces of material on it. You know, Jesus said he's come that you might have life and have it more abundantly. And there's so many places in the Word where basically without Jesus, we're dead. We're just worthless. But because of Jesus, we have a purpose. So when I see things like this laying around, I see a purpose. Now, the whole point of this video was this arm right here had been laying around a little too long, and it had rotted a little too much for me to be able to use it and utilize it for this purpose. But the tree itself had a purpose. Now, you've seen the piece a while ago that I had, and I have shaped it down to where now we have a useful piece ready to install. And now look at it, it's going to all go together. This piece was fine, but that other piece, I thought it was fine, but when I sent it into it, it wasn't. It had to be replaced. So here this arm is, it looks good. And now here this arm is. Let's see if it fits. Got all the holes drilled, ready to go. And look at that. That is going to be a perfect rocker. And I am so happy that it has turned out as nice as it has. And while I got you here on the video, I'll turn it around a little bit so you can see it a little bit better. It's the bottom legs aren't cut off yet for the rocker yet. I got the rockers already made, but haven't put them on yet. Piece has a lot of character to it. I'm very proud of how it's turned out, and it's going to make a nice, comfortable seat. My daughter is going to make a padded seat area for this. She's going to make a pad that's removable. This will all be finished, oil finished. And she's also going to have me a pad that will sit here on the back. That way I can have a pad to sit on and one to lean back to. So, saying all that, thank you so much for visiting me here on the channel here at Welch Family Homestead. And this project here is a personal project of mine. And yes, I make furniture, rustic furniture, and some that's not so rustic. I'll make a table, a sitting table for this as well. This chair will actually, when it's done, will lean back about like this once the rockers are on it. And so it's, again, it's not complete till I put the rockers on the bottom. But I will show you a picture of the final project, or maybe even post a video with it in it, with me sitting in it talking to you one day. I'm really proud of the way this rocker turned out. We're going to call this rocker the Widowmaker because it came down from a Widowmaker tree. It was a very dangerous tree to bring down. You can see that video right before this one where I took down the tree that all this material came out of. So all this came from a dead tree. You know, even the Bible says, you know, even though we are dead, yet shall we live. Jesus has come that we may have life and have it more abundantly. Think about that. This tree, it was to most people worthless. It was just a dead tree falling in the forest here in the Smoky Mountains. But because I walked by and I seen a purpose of what it could be used for, and I'm going to use other parts of the tree for that, for its purpose as well, for different things. Some beams that I'm going to be putting in the barn that are from the big areas of the tree. Still good and solid material. Without me seeing that purpose, that tree would have just gone on to be dirt again. In many ways, that's the way our lives are, because Jesus came around, and I hope that's the way you see our channel, is Jesus coming around. And I hope that I exemplify and represent Jesus well with my life and with my words. And here at the Welch Family Homestead, we put Jesus first. God bless you, and may God keep you, is my prayer. And remember, all of us are different. Sometimes by ourselves we may not be worth that much, but when we put us all together, we may have a purpose together better than we have all alone. Just like the old farmer said, I hate lard, or I hate buttermilk, or I hate white flour. But when you mix it all together, it makes some of the best buttermilk biscuits you've ever seen. When you put the arms and the legs and the rockers and the back and the seat and all the pieces together, and they're anchored correctly, they're going to be used for a purpose. And this one here is going to have a lot of purpose, because I'm going to be able to rock my grandkids in it. I'll be able to read my books in it and read my Bible in it. And I'll also be able to sit around next to the wood stove and keep myself warm in the wintertime, and to talk to you, maybe in front of a camera. God bless you. This is Jeff Welch signing off.